What if everything you've lived through so far had already been agreed upon before you were even born? What if every challenge, every loss, every quiet moment was carefully chosen by you, not to punish you, but to transform you? There's a hidden truth behind your existence, a truth your soul knew very well before crossing the veil of birth. And that truth can completely change the way you see your story, your pain, and even your purpose here on Earth. Nothing was random. Every detail is part of a bigger plan that for now you can only feel, but you're about to remember. Have you ever felt like you're carrying a weight you don't even know the origin of? Or like certain people or emotions feel older than your actual life? That's not coincidence. That's soul memory. And today, we're opening the pages of your spiritual contract, the one you signed with courage, with faith, and with the intention to grow. Yes, you came here with a purpose, and discovering that purpose is the first step to reclaiming the power the world tried to dim. So take a deep breath, because today's not just another video, it's a reunion with a part of you that you forgot, but that never stopped existing. If this message stirred something inside you, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. That's your sign that you're ready to remember the truth you brought with you before your very first breath. Let's do this. The revelation starts now.
Long before you were born, there was a quiet space where important decisions were made, not with words, but with awareness. Your soul, in its purest form, looked at Earth as a school, and like any journey of learning, it knew there would be tests, falls, hard meetings, and painful goodbyes. Still, you chose to come. Yes, you chose to come. Not to suffer, but to evolve. And for that, you accepted a sacred contract, a path filled with experiences, encounters, and situations that would help shape your inner light. This contract isn't a punishment, it's an opportunity. You're not a victim of randomness or a puppet of fate. You're a conscious being who agreed to dive into forgetfulness just so you could have the power to choose to remember. Every person who hurt you, every loss that made you cry, every moment of doubt, it was all part of the plan. But there's an important clause: free will. Nothing is forced. Your contract offers possibilities, and you decide what to do with them. Pain was part of the agreement, but transformation is your choice. Many spiritual teachers talk about this, but few explain it in a simple way. It's like a game where you created the challenges so you could learn how to overcome them. As Sadhguru often says, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Understanding this doesn't mean you accept everything passively. It means waking up to the wisdom hidden in every experience. It means realizing that even in moments of despair, something bigger was guiding you. A quiet reminder that your soul came ready. You didn't show up by accident. You came for something much greater, and it's time to remember what that is.
When you were born, you passed through a veil. And with that veil came forgetfulness. Spiritual amnesia isn't a mistake, it's part of the plan. Think about it. Trying to take a test when you already know all the answers wouldn't bring any growth. That's why your soul, stepping into this body and reality, chose to forget for a while, so that every memory would feel like a victory, every awakening a breakthrough, and every scar a gateway. But this forgetfulness comes with a risk, believing you are only what the world tells you you are. And that's where the deepest pain begins, the emptiness, that sense that something's missing, even when everything seems fine. the frustration of not knowing why certain things keep repeating, the lack of meaning in your daily routine. That emptiness isn't failure. It's your soul calling you back to who you really are. That's the forgotten purpose, the original reason you came to Earth. And it has nothing to do with titles, fame, or outside success. It's about becoming conscious. If you feel like something's off about the way you've been living, you're probably right. But that's not a problem. It's a wake-up call, a reminder of your contract, your commitment to truth. You came to learn, to teach, to heal. And while the world tries to distract you with fear, rush, and comparison, your soul whispers, "Come back to me." And when you start listening to that whisper, you begin to remember, not with your mind, but with your heart. Because real awakening isn't logical, it's deeply felt.
The process of remembering why you came to Earth doesn't happen all at once. It starts with signs, subtle nudges woven into your daily life. Sometimes it's a strange sense of déjà vu. Other times, it's a coincidence so perfect it feels like magic. It might be a conversation that shifts your whole worldview, a book that shows up out of nowhere, or even deep pain that unlocks a new level of awareness. These signs are codes, activation codes, and when you begin to notice them, your soul smiles, because you're finally waking up. You start to realize that certain people didn't cross your path by accident, that even your traumas, when revisited with love, hold hidden wisdom. Awakening isn't some big dramatic event. It's a process. And through that process, what once felt like failure starts to look like training. What felt like punishment now feels like purpose. And what used to be doubt turns into mission. Your perspective shifts. Your heart softens. Your presence grows. You start living less on autopilot and more in the now. But here's the thing. Not everyone around you will understand. Many are still asleep, and your awakening might stir things up. Not because you're wrong, but because your light shines on the shadows they're not ready to face. That's why a lot of people feel the need to be alone during this stage. And that's okay. Silence is often necessary to hear the soul. It's in that silence that memory turns into clarity, and clarity turns into direction. Because waking up isn't enough. You have to walk in the direction of what you remember, and that's where we're heading now.
Once you start remembering why you came to Earth, a new challenge appears, living in alignment with it. It's not enough to know you have a purpose. You need the courage to live it. And that means making choices, letting go of patterns that no longer serve you, stepping out of roles that no longer fit, and saying no to paths that don't match your truth. The world will try to pull you back to the old frequency, but now you're awake, and a heart that's awake never sleeps the same again. Living your purpose doesn't mean dropping everything and becoming a monk. It means aligning even your smallest actions with your deepest truth. It could be the way you treat someone, the project you choose to work on, or the conversations you decide to nurture. Everything becomes spiritual when done with awareness. And the more you align, the more your outer reality shifts. The right people show up, the right doors open. Synchronicity becomes the norm, because now you're vibrating in harmony with what your soul came here to do. And if doubt ever creeps back in, remember, it's part of the journey too. The contract your soul signed didn't promise ease, it promised growth. And every time you keep moving forward, even when you're scared, you honor that contract. So let this video be more than just words. Let it be a mirror, a reminder that you're not lost, you're in progress. And this process, even when painful, is leading you home. If this message touched you, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep walking this path back to who you really are.